You are all going to get sick of my face, and I'm kind of sorry. So today is Thursday the 24th of July. I am off work today and tomorrow, and then it's the weekend, and then I don't work Mondays. So I have 5 whole days of doing whatever I want. Although on Monday I do have a doctor's appointment. So I have the Battle of the Five Armies, the Hobbit movie, on the TV, just about to start. I've just made a cup of tea, and I have pulled out my book club tapestry crochet project. This is a new project. It will not have been on any of my recent podcasts or anything like that. It was on my Whip Wednesday yesterday, which was the 23rd. That was put on Instagram, TikTok, Bluesky, and YouTube. So you may have seen it, but just a tiny sliver of the start. So the plan is to put, just trying to pick it up without getting all my bobbins and stuff tangled up. Oh goodness. The plan is to put a fair amount of progress onto this today. I also would like to get the gusset decreases done on my sock and get back down to my 68 stitches so I can just work on the foot. What else do I want to achieve today? I don't want to overdo it. I've still got Tour de Fleece to do for today. Yesterday the drafting really hurt my hands, and then the spinning really hurt my hands. I wouldn't say I've really jumped in with both feet with my Tour de Fleece. I've been very, very, very aware this time that it does hurt my wrists and my hands. So it's a bit of a bummer that I'm really having to slow down, because I do feel highly motivated with my spinning right now. Sorry, I've got that morning speak where you haven't really said much to anyone. Although that being said, we did have our flat inspection. The guy came before 10, which, considering he's coming all the way through from Edinburgh and morning rush hour, I am genuinely surprised. But it's done. I don't need to do anything now today. I just have a load of laundry to do, crafting to my heart's content, and then maybe go to bed early because Oogie had me up at 20 to 6. So yeah, let's see how much crafting I get done today then, shall we? Hello everyone, it's much later on Thursday. It is nearly 8 p.m. I've had a really nice day of crafting. I got my book club tapestry finished, as you'll have seen in some of the clips. I done my tour de fleece for today, didn't really record it though. And I've now relocated upstairs in the bedroom so that Scott can have a gaming night with one of his friends. I have a really delicious cake I'm going to eat. I have my sock project and I have my Kindle. So I have a setup where I have a clicker because of course I do. I like to read in bed and not have to like bring my hand out from under the covers. So I've got my Kindle all set up, ready to go to keep going with my book. Just check the charge on my Kindle actually, 62%, that's not bad. So yeah, cake, knitting, Kindle. That's a good night. Good morning everyone. I was just making my morning cup of tea and I was watching out the window and I started noticing that the leaves have started to change colour. It's the 25th of July and I love when we get to this point in the year. It only seems to be this tree. All the other ones I can see are still very, very green. And it's only just these leaves down the bottom and these ones up here. But yeah, that just makes me so happy. It means we're going into colder weather, we're going into fall, we're going into the nice changing of the leaves. It just makes me very happy. Although, that being said, these could just be dying because we have what feels like a legion of squirrels that run up and down this tree. Normally, where's my finger gonna come up? Normally this branch here. But every now and again, they'll aim for the others. So, hopefully they're just turning and they're not dead. Time for morning tea. There are certain things that are always a given in this household. You wake up, you feed the cat, and put out fresh water. Then I take my vitamins and then I have my cup of tea. These are always things that have to happen. If you don't feed the cat, she lets you know. She basically screams at you. Although that's more when you're walking the food from one room to the other to put it down. And then I have started kind of religiously taking some vitamins. I take vitamin C, I take biotin with zinc, and I take vitamin D with K2, D3 and K2. And then in my first cup of tea, I put my collagen powder and then all the other good stuff that goes into tea. And so that's what I'm enjoying just now. I'm halfway through, and then once the tea is done, I'm heading out. I need to go get some stuff for lunches. I have a very child type lunch. It's like chicken strips and like some form of potato, like alpha bites or McCain's smiley faces. I have a very undistinguished palate. I don't think that's the right word. So yeah, those are my safe foods right now that I am enjoying. I don't get icked out by them. And when I mean safe foods, and I don't know if I've disclosed this or not, I am down to have an assessment for ADHD, or I'm on the waiting list. And then hopefully come Monday, I'll be on the waiting list for an autism one as well. So I've always had a bit of a weird thing when it comes to food. Like I can eat the exact same food for like 6 months straight. And then I could eat it, like go to eat it one day and I just get completely icked out by it. So at the moment, my safe foods are like battered chicken. So basically chicken nuggets, alpha bites, mozzarella sticks, To be fair, anything chicken is normally a safe food for me. I eat other things, like I cook other things, I cook from scratch, but those are my safe lunch foods. Lunch foods and dinner foods are very different. So we're heading out. I'm going to take you along. There's one shop I'm going to be going for, but I don't know if anyone knows it. It's called The Range, and inside The Range they have Iceland, but also The Range has wool. So I'm going to go have a nosy. I don't intend to buy anything. I am going to see if I can find like dibbles though, or some sort of like wooden thing that I could hang my tapestry piece up with. But I'm not really sure where that would be. I don't think The Range would do it. I think I would more need to go to like B&Q or even Hobbycraft for something like that. So that might be a weekend thing. Scott and I are planning on doing some baking this weekend, so we do need to go out to Asda, which is where our Hobbycraft is. So yeah, I'll check in once I'm home to give you a crafting update, because I got a real good amount done on my sock last night. I got my spinning done. I'm pretty sure I said that last night on the video clip. So today will be a whole new host of new crafting things I would like to achieve. But first of all, we'll drink my tea. Well, I'll drink my tea and then we'll head out. You have to let the toy go. I really hope the fan doesn't get picked up too much. Like, I'm trying to block any chance that it'll get picked up in the audio, but I do apologise if you can hear the fan. It is still extremely muggy in Scotland right now. Like, we need a thunderstorm. Anyway, so I thought I would show you my progress on my sock. I was roughly down where this progress keeper is yesterday when I picked this up. I got all my decreases done, and then I got a good amount of the sock done last night as I was reading on my Kindle. And so I have 26 rows to go before I can start the toe. I have just put on Lord of the Rings The Two Towers, and so that is my afternoon sorted. We are looking at 1 p.m, Scott will get home around like 5:45, 5:50, let's call it 6 o'clock. So I have the next 5 hours ahead of me to watch all the Lord of the Rings I want, get all the crafting I want done. So I want to get this sock finished and sock 2 started. I need to get my Tour de Fleece recorded for today and spun. And then I picked up some scrapbooking stuff from the range. I am a sucker for scrapbooking, and I always have really good intentions of actually doing scrapbooking. I picked these up, and look at this little guy right here. Like, he is literally the reason I picked this pack up. It is fantasy transparent ones, and there's like a unicorn, a really cute owl, 2 mermaids, like a witch and a gnome and a wee fairy, and I just think that's so cool. And I got some other scrapbooking sticker packs. I really like a good sticker pack. And then I found the Halloween stickers, so I got some Halloween stickers, and then I got some like cutesy pink Halloween ones. I mean, just look at some of those little ghosts. Aren't they so cute? And then these were on sale, so these are just little strips of paper. So there's actually like another blue one behind there, so they would be good to get cut up and put like along the top of scrapbooking. And then there's these floral ones, and then I think the only thing I didn't show off was this pack of scrapbooking stickers. I've used these a lot in the past, so I've got quite a few, but I don't seem to have this one. I always have really good intentions of doing scrapbooking. I was meant to do it this year to record like all my finished projects, and I don't think I even did. So I've got these in the hopes that I get back to it, but that's like giving me like a new planner or something like that. I always have really, really good intentions of using it and being like, this is going to just make my life so much easier, and it doesn't get used. It gets maybe used for like 2 days, and then that's it. So I have all good intentions. Thankfully these were really very cheap in the range. I think the most expensive thing was the scrapbooking pack, and this was £2.49. Everything else was either £1, £1.49, 99p, or even 50p in the sale. So I'm really quite chuffed with those. So I'm going to put them in my wee scrapbooking bag. I actually have like a whole bag set aside with all my other stickers, all my other scrapbooking packs, my it's not really a journal, notebook, sketchbook. I'd say a sketchbook. I've also got like my wee printer, so I can actually print off photos from my phone, so that's really cool. And maybe I'll get back to it and just do it from like the last 6 months, because I also really need to get better at doing like taking photos of my work. So there's that as well. But yeah, time to watch the Two Towers and get this sock finished, hopefully get some spinning done as well, and then I'm going to see what project's going to take my fancy. I've said to my sister I'll make a book club tapestry for her, so I could maybe get that started today. Otherwise I still have the inclination from Monday to pull out yarn for some new projects, so that would be pretty cool. Might treat myself to that pattern today. It's a really gorgeous crochet top. It's really, really stunning. When I actually have the details, I'll be able to share it, because right now I'm recording on my phone, and that's where I have the page up on Ravelry. So yeah, here's to another wonderful Hello everyone, it's Saturday and I'm so happy to share that I found my main section of my niddy noddy. So I now get to take the fibre off the bobbin and get it onto the niddy noddy, which will allow me to roughly calculate the yardage and then also soak the yarn, set the twist and then let it dry, and I'm really excited. I didn't record much last night once Scott got home from work because we were chilling out, but I did start a second version of the book club tapestry. This is for my sister and I'll show it off when I've got it kind of laying down flat, because I've been trying to work out how to make the colour changes neater. That's the one thing that I don't enjoy about the tapestry crochet is some of the ways the colours stick out and just don't look very neat. So I have been looking online for like tips, and then I've been trying some of my own stuff. So I'll show that off and I'll also do like a side-by-side comparison later on. But for now, I'm really excited to get the yarn off the bobbin and onto the niddy noddy. So let's get that done. So as you'll have seen some from the clips that I've put in, I found my niddy noddy and I have skeined it up, and I've done a very quick calculation. So I had 417 wraps around the niddy noddy, which the niddy noddy circumference is 1.5 meters. So I have approximately 625, did I say?
Little thereabouts.
Approximately 625 meters before I soak the yarn, because there might be some shrinkage when it gets soaked and dries. So bear that in mind, but I just wanted to record before I forgot the figures, and apparently I already forgot. So it's approximately 625 meters in this amazing skein of yarn. So now I just have to give it a really good soak, and then I need to thwack it and set the twist, and hopefully, I really hope that the yarn blooms. We'll see. So this is merino silk and something else. I thankfully took a photo of the wrapper, but there is merino and silk in this, and then there's one other component to the fibre, but I can't wait to see what this looks like finished. So I will get it soaked, thwacked, and then set the twist, and then hopefully it'll be dry in a day or so. So now that I have dealt with sounds bad, it sounds negative, but now that I've had the joy of getting my first tour de fleece spin off the bobbin and skeined up and soaked, and it's now hanging out to dry, I now get to do the plying tool to get the second spin into a 2-ply, or ready to ply as a 2-ply. So we're going to use this plying tool and hopefully it will work. I have not always had success with this, but we will see. So here we go. So I have all the yarn on the plying tool, so it is now time to get the wheel set up ready to ply, and then I pop this dowel out and I can start plying. Fingers crossed it goes well. I don't always have the best result when it comes to using this plying tool, but I don't have any crossed over here. I don't have anything crossing this way, so fingers crossed it works. It would seem that the plying bracelet, or the plying tool, really now a bracelet, has defeated me once again. My singles are quite overspun in places. I've already had to snap the yarn once, and I am now totally tangled up once again and in a bit of a knot. So I'm gonna try my best to keep going, but I reckon this is just gonna get more knotted as I go on. I wonder if I can turn it like inside out. Yeah, you can see, especially like this section here, it's completely knotting back on itself, and I think what does not help is where I've had to break the yarn. I've clearly broken it like mid tangle, so the plying bracelet may have defeated me once again, and I won't get a full yarn. This is exactly what happened last time. So I'm gonna try my best to keep going. Got it back on my wrist, rejoin this bit of yarn, see how we get on, but I'm not holding high hopes. managed to get the ply done, and I really didn't lose too much yarn. I think I only ended up breaking the yarn twice in order to untangle what essentially became the plying bracelet. So I'm really happy with that. It is looking really good, and I have a feeling this one's going to plump up really well after it has been soaked and then the twist has been set. So I'm really excited to see how this looks. So I'm going to get it on the Niddy Noddy tonight so that it technically is still classed as a finish for the end of Tour de Fleece. So I will be able to work out roughly the meterage of this as well in just a few minutes. So I will update you in a sec. I had 134 wraps around the Niddy Noddy, so that equals approximately 201 meters. So I'm not going to soak this one tonight just because it is, what time?
10 to 11.
10 to 11 at night, but I still wanted to include it, and I really do think that this is going to plump up really well after it's soaked. So that will be a tomorrow job, but it might not be dry tomorrow, but I will definitely be having this done pretty early on tomorrow. But yeah, I just wanted to include it in my totals. So in all, I've spun around 800 meters worth of yarn during this Tour de Fleece, which I'm really happy with, considering how much my wrists and hands were hurting. So I think my spinning wheel will be put away just for a little while to let my hands and wrists rest, but I really do feel quite motivated to do a combo spin for a sweater, and I know exactly which one I want to do. The Traveller by Andrea Mowry. So that will be on the cards in future, so stay tuned for that. But for now, I'm going to go back to working on a sock whilst we're still awake, and then tomorrow's a whole new crafting day, and I need something else to fill it because I now don't have spinning. So let's see what takes my fancy. Good morning. It is Sunday. It's 7:45 in the morning. I've been up since 6, all thanks to Oogie. Scott and I have an agreement in place where one day during the weekend he'll get up early to feed her when she starts her Song of Her People, and then on the other day I get up early. So yesterday he got up with her at 6, gave her some treats, because we don't feed her earlier, we just give her like a wee something to sit in her tummy so that she'll settle down, and then our first food is at 7, and then our next, because she only gets a half portion, then our next half portion is at 9. So she came in this morning at 6:05 singing the Song of Her People, and so it was my turn to get up. She is now up on her cat tree watching the world. I've got the window open. I feel like there's a longer hair over there. I've got the windows open because it's raining, so we're listening to the rain. But I think every now and again a crow or something catches her attention. But yeah, so we've been up since 6. I will no doubt crash later and have maybe a nap or something. But for now, I am editing Tour de Fleece videos. Then I will start editing this weekend's worth of crafting, because it turns out I've taken quite a lot of clips of videos. So I was going to work on a sock there whilst I edited, but turns out my hands... You're all going to get sick of hearing me talk about my goddamn hands, but my hands and my wrists are really sore. So I will be working on my book club crochet, and now that it's out and there's space on the sofa, I can show off the difference between the one I'm working on now and the first rendition. And again, these modifications I'm making are not in the pattern. They are tips and tricks I have found through YouTube, Instagram. Some of them are completely unrelated to tapestry crochet, and I've just put them into this to see if it helps. and I am really liking the difference so far, and I'm not even halfway through. So I will turn the camera around and show you the difference, and then I'm going to get back to editing videos, and we'll see what today brings forth. It might be more of like a resting day. Actually, I know we're going to be baking today. Scott and I have decided we're going to bake some cakes instead of going and buying some. But yeah, I really want to start a new blanket. I'm going to change my angle. You're getting proper double chin. I really want to start a new blanket project, but I have, let's do a quick glance. So we've got the cotton squares, so that's one blanket. We've got the Smaug blanket, it was meant to be a African flower dragon. We've got the Advent blanket that needs put together, needs sewn together. We've got the gingerbread blanket. We've got the Cozy Memories blanket. That can't be all my blankets, can it? I only have 5? I'm kind of disappointed in myself. No, that can't be right. That can't be right. There must be more. I'm looking at all, so behind where the camera is just now is like one of my bookcases that is like all my craft stuff and some DVDs. So I'm looking there. So definitely the cotton squares, Smaug blanket, Cozy Memories blanket. So they're all in that unit. So that's 3. Then I've got Advent blanket, gingerbread blanket. Maybe I really only do have 5 blankets. So what the heck? Let's start a 6th. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my editing, get that done so I can get Tour de Fleece wrapped up. I will let you know if I start another blanket or not. Until the next clip. Okay, so bear in mind this one is only being worked on. It's not finished. But I think you can already see a huge difference, especially like on the curve of the C. So this is the one where I am putting multiple different tips in to make this better. This bit here does bug me, so I might try to pull and tug at that, make that bit smoother. But this was the original. This was me following it exactly. So you've got all these little kind of like juts, and then it's quite jaggy. It's still a little jaggy here, but this one is way more jaggy. But specifically like this curve, and I feel like I've done the inside curve a bit better, and then the outside curve here, and then just having this nice straight line rather than the jaggy bit here. So we're going to keep going with all the little tips and tricks that I've found and I'm using in this project, and hope that this will look amazing when it's done. Like, I still love this one, but all this like jaggediness does, like, I get it's always going to be jaggy on this side, like I get that, but there's just something about like specifically like here, this bugs me. So we'll see, and then my sister will get this one and I'll keep that one. And I'm really looking forward to any future tapestries that I plan on doing, which, to be fair, is going to be quite a few. I have been severely bitten by the tapestry crochet bug. What did we get?
Jam and sprinkles cake.
Camera's here. Why is jam and sprinkles good?
It's all gluten-free!
And who is a celiac?
Me!
Who's a special boy?
Me!
So what
Look at the size of this fucking cookie!
It's a cookie sandwich.
Okay.
And then we got another cookie sandwich, Victoria sponge, Empire biscuit. Then we got a dipping box, which appears to have 2 brownies, a cookie, 2 cupcakes, some possibly shortbread, some gummies, marshmallows, chocolate balls, some wee mini marshmallows under the brownies. So yeah, we are going to have a very fat weekend, and I don't care.
Yeah.
So I finished the second book club tapestry, but I just wanted to show the first one so that you could see like what it looked like again. So you've got like kind of like really jaggy lines on the outside, and then just bits where like the wording just looks really fuzzy. So that's the original, and then this is the second one. Now there has been a couple of mistakes where I have ended up with too many stitches. So there are a couple of like invisible decreases, so the fabric does look a little bit wonky, but the wording I think just looks so much better. So if I hold the phone, if I do it like that, then I think you can do like a much better comparison of the two, and I do think this one looks so much better. I was really worried coming up to the end there that I was going to run out of yarn, and to be fair, like it was really close to how much yarn I had left, and same for the black. Like I really only had that much of the black left, so I'm really happy I got them both done. I do just now need to find like a long enough dibble. So these are actually like 12.5 inches long, or like, yeah, width, that one. 12.5 inches, and the only dibbles I can find online are 12 inches, so it would look funny not having it long enough. So I'm looking into the prospect of getting like bamboo, but from what I found, the bamboo ones are 2 foot long, so a bit too long, so I need to find a way to cut them down to size. But yeah, I'm really happy with how these have turned out. I'm especially happy with this because this is an amalgamation of many techniques and tips that I've found online, some not even aimed at tapestry crochet. So I'm really happy with how this one looks, and this one will definitely go into my sister. I just need to kind of weave in all the ends, because if you look at the back, this one is an absolute riot, whereas the other one I did finish completely and is all woven in apart from that last one at the top. So yeah, I got some work to do. Oh, I've got a wee bit more black here, a wee bobbin. So yeah, I'm just really happy with how these little tips and just my own trial and error have really made this second one look really good. Good morning. Are you trying to get in on the camera? Oh, now you act all camera shy. Hi. Yes, we're talking to you. We are talking to you. Are you hyper? Are you where? What's going on? Hello? I see that swishy tail, but I don't think it's on camera. Okay, bye. Hello everyone. I know I didn't really record much yesterday. Scott and I were having a very nice chill day. He was playing Doom Dark Ages. I think that's right. We'd played the Doom before that. I don't know what it was called. And then we moved on to Doom Dark Ages, which appears to be a prequel, but is the newer of the games. So we were playing that. I got my book club tapestry finished, as you'll have seen. I'd done the comparison of the two, and then I kind of just was at a bit of a loose end, and I went through my craft basket where I found my traveller shell. So I put literally 2 rows on that, no more, I put one row on my fundraiser blanket. I then was kind of really itching to start something, and I had been on YouTube earlier in the day. I'm gonna like anchor my knee so this doesn't wobble as much. But I'd been on YouTube earlier in the day and I'd seen a video from 3 years ago of this crochet log cabin style blanket, and I think it confused me because I couldn't see the log cabin style in the blanket. So I watched the video, which is a tutorial, and then I was just like, I'm gonna give that a try. And what confused me, so you start with this yellow section, and then I think if you ignore the green and you ignore the purple, in the example and in the video, all the other, so the orange, the pink, the green, and the other green, they were all the same colour. And so I think that's what confused me, being like, that's not a log cabin. And so I have decided I want to take this on as a project. And so I have made this one up, haven't woven in any of the ends, but I think my plan is to progress forward with this, and then every time I finish a square, weave in the ends. So I'm going to weave the ends in on this one, and then I think I might make 1 or 2 more today. I really kind of want to just get my iPad on charge, go through my Ravelry and find some projects that I really want to make. Like, I'm itching for new. I need something new and exciting. And everything I have, I don't want to work on. So, plan of action is this. Put the kettle on. I need a cup of tea. Decaf though, because it's after 12 o'clock. And yes, I have a cut off for caffeine. Otherwise I don't sleep. Then, okay, I don't have a plan of action. It is 20 to 4. Scott will be home in 2 hours. Oogie is trying to head over here. She doesn't like when I talk to myself and she can't see who I'm talking to. Okay, what am I going to do? I might go yarn shopping in my stash, but I'm going to go yarn shopping, I reckon. That, and I think I'm going to check through my library on Ravelry, or check like what's hot right now on Ravelry. But in the freebies section, I have to be a freebie person for the next month. Scott was unfortunately unwell for 2 weeks and his work did not pay him. That is a sore point, and our rent is being put up this month. So if I can spare a few quid and get some freebie patterns, that is how we're going to progress for this month, which is a shame because there's a good number of paid for patterns I really want. I wonder, so this is going to be my new crochet project for a while. I wonder if I still want to start the cropped tee I found the other day, but I'd have to buy the pattern for that. But I can't stop thinking about it, and I said I was going to treat myself come payday. So payday's been, and I still haven't bought it. So I might go buy it. Can't be bothered tidying. I just kind of want to curl up and just be cozy. It's getting cooler here in Scotland. Oh, I'm so happy. So yesterday I had all the windows open. It was beautiful. It was nice and chill. And I've got the living room windows open just now to try and get the cool air in. I am not long back home. I was at an appointment. I was also out with my mum for a wee bit. We went for a wee bit of shopping and some cake and tea. So I think I will pop YouTube on. Well, no, I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to go yarn shopping. I'm going to shop my stash. I'm going to see what inspires me, and then what I've got in my library or what I can get free. And then after that, I'm just going to sit, and I think I'm going to make, once I weave in the ends, I think I'm going to make another one of these, because this is actually really addictive and it's so easy and it's so fast. The video is 3 years old, And this is the first I'm seeing or hearing of it. It just randomly was on my homepage on YouTube. And then I think I've realised that there's actually a couple of podcasters that are talking about it, and it's become a big thing. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. I will link it down below if I remember. If not, you can just put in log cabin blanket, I think it is, and it should come up. It was Little Woolly Makes on YouTube, and it is a tutorial again, so you can get all the instructions from the tutorial video. And yeah, I think part of me just wants to work on this blanket and just make loads and loads and loads and loads of squares. Part of me also wants to put together my advent blanket to see how big that is, and to just have something ticked off my list as well. And then the other part of me wants to make all the things, all the new things, cast on everything. And all of these sides are warring with each other right now as to who is going to win. So part of me wants to... There's also the part of me that wants to nap. Welcome to my brain. This is how things go. I want to nap. I want to eat. I want to be lazy and be a couch potato and do nothing. But then a huge part of me wants to do everything. And that's the side that normally wins every time. I want to crochet, I want to knit, I want to cross stitch. I don't want to sew. I want to learn something new. I want to make something really quickly. This is really good for that. I want to read my book. I want to listen to an audiobook. I want to put music on. I want to watch a movie. By the way, I'm just back from my doctor's appointment where we were talking about possibly having, like, resubmitting my request for an autism test. So that's not helped my brain right now. Anyway, let's go shop my stash. Let's go make a cup of tea. Then let's go shop my stash. Of course, I couldn't not show you this cuteness. We zoom in on her. Oogie. Hi, baby. You okay? No speaking today? No meowing? Wow, that's really, really zoomed out. So this is the box I showed off yesterday that we picked up. So don't worry, even though I said we were going to have like a really fat Sunday, we did not eat it all. There's still a cookie sandwich in the fridge as well. And there's all of this left over. And there was an extra cookie this morning, but I had that. So I'm trying to decide between the lemon drizzle cake or the brownie to go with my cup of tea. I think the brownie might win. Because who doesn't want a cup of tea and a wee cake? So me and this little purr machine are just chilling on the stairs. Halfway up, halfway down. I went to go shop my stash. And then I just realised I didn't want to. So, got my cup of tea. I have an oogie. And for now we're just going to chill out here for a wee bit. Hello everyone, it's almost 10 p.m. and I just thought I would come on and wrap up this vlog. Everything I said earlier did not happen. I did not shop my stash. I did not do another log cabin square. I, in the end, doom scrolled, lying down on the sofa, just feeling really drained for some reason. I think, don't know, maybe just doing so much crafting the last couple of days has taken it out of me. Maybe my appointment emotionally took things out of me, but what I did end up picking up was my Cozy Memories blanket. And I'm on my second square, which, considering I haven't touched it in months, I feel is really, really good. So I actually have my 2 containers out, One has pretty much all variegated yarn, and the other one has solid, if not semi-solid yarn. I have way more semi-solid than I do variegated, which I find very interesting. So I'm gonna have to go through some of my minis and see if I have more variegated. Otherwise I'm gonna have to use up some of the ones I've already done in the blanket, which I'm absolutely fine with. That is not a problem whatsoever. I might also put out on Instagram if anyone would like to do like a mini swap. So for this blanket I think I only need like 5 grams. I will need to test that and see. But I was also maybe going to put out if anyone wanted to swap their DK minis with me for 4-ply minis for the log cabin. Because it turns out I really don't use a lot of DK weight. I think it's just because I need way more skeins if I was going to make a sweater. So there's that. So yeah, I just wanted to come on, add that little tidbit at the end, and also just be like, yeah, everything I said I was going to do did not happen. So there's that. Anyway, I've really enjoyed doing this long weekend crafting vlog. I do have to go back to reality tomorrow though and log on for work. So the crafting will take a bit of a step back, but I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and until my next video, bye.